Good morning, my friends. You know who it is. This is the Grimflayer, and I hope you are all doing well. Sitting down here with my coffee, and we are getting into the fifth and final match of this friendly league, where we are sitting at 4-0. Feels good. Even if we punt horribly or we mull to oblivion, we still come away with a 4-1, but let's banish that thought from our minds because we're going to get the 5-0. We're going to get the 5-0 here. That's what we're after. That's the dream. We're going to try to live the dream here. So we'll see what we can do. If you have not seen the previous videos in this league, we are playing the Dark Confidant build I featured most recently in my deck tech. And we have swapped the positions of a Liliana the Last Hope and an Nile Spellbomb. And otherwise, the 75 is just the same. So we've got a minor hedge against graveyard decks with a main deck Spellbomb now. And that's all well and good, but we still wanted access to Liliana the Last Hope in the 75 because she is quite strong. Very much an MVP of this deck, if you ask me. So we're on the hunt for an opponent for match number 5, and yeah, should be good one here today. We've had some good results lately, and more importantly, the deck has felt really coherent. Like, I think with my specific 75, there are always going to be tweaks you can make, even if you find the platonic ideal of a 75 for your archetype, the meta will change, right? So, a modern player's work is never done in this regard because you always need to be tweaking and changing. But given the meta as it stands right now, and the broadness of it, I really like the 75 we've been rolling with. I've been considering a couple changes. Might bring back a third Fulminator Mage, might kind of do one or two other things, but generally speaking, the deck has felt really good. It feels like we're in just about every match. Of course we can flood, of course we can just mulligan down to oblivion, of course we can get out top deck. These things are true of just about any deck in the format, at least one of those things, but it feels like we are in a pretty solid position, all things considered. And yeah, feels good. We're gonna play first. Well, the hand's functional, and it's a blind game 1, so I'm going to keep it, but it is very low on interaction. Blooming Marsh, pass to you. Basic Island and pass, okay. Not much we can read into that. I guess we play out the Scoos here. Because if, there's a decent chance they want to utilize their graveyard, so attacking that is solid. And, of course, it is a Grizzly Bear, which is more than we can say for the Tarmogoyf at the moment. Spreading Seas. Okay, well, that's a bit annoying, but it definitely clears away for our Liliana, and that's what we're going to do. I'll play out Swamp there to insulate to make a follow-up Spreading Seas less bad, and I think we just pitch the Field of Ruin here. Is this Merfolk? I don't know, but we will see. Yeah, looks like Merfolk to me. Those are some pretty cool basics, and it's a Silvergill Adept revealing a Lord of Atlantis. Alright, Merfolk it is. So, this is an interesting spot. I think I just like Edicting here, even though the Adept is kind of an expendable creature. I really think we should keep the board clear at this stage of the game. We're not drawing too much help either. Tarmogoyf can be blown out really hard by Merfolk Trickster. And they could have another Spreading Seas in hand, so we don't really want to pitch a land. So, yeah, I'm going to have them edict. I'm going to edict them. All right, Merfolk, huh? So our hand has not... Okay, they're going to bounce the Skoos. You got it. Our hand has not lined up particularly well against what Merfolk's up to, that's for sure. Again, the Merfolk Trickster is the big concern here, since we're leaning pretty heavily on the Tarmogoyf. Kalitas. Now, Kalitas is a draw. We're going to Windmill Slam him, and then we're going to Edict. That is the play. Grows the Goyf this way, too. Now, granted, we might be running it into a Trickster, but at least we can kind of bluff Fatal Push here and make them think twice before doing that. Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad for us. But there's nothing we can really do. At least it's out of their hand. At least that's done, you know? But yep, that's that printing of Merfolk Trickster made them way better against us. That's just a huge bomb against us. Alright, we already know about that, Lord. And here it comes. 2 cards in hand, huh? Yeah, we really need to draw some kill spells. Between the fact that our life total is irrelevant and Spreading Seas is a card I'm going to fetch on the end step here. Alright. Dark Confidant. This is a tough spot because... So I think what I'm going to do is attack with the Kalitas, and if they go for the double block, I can eat my zombie. If they've got another Merfolk Trickster, then that is what it is. But I need to start gaining life and trading with them on as far as putting damage across goes, and just drawing another creature there was just very bad. Very bad. So let's attack with the Kalitas. We're of course bluffing a lot of removal here, but we don't actually have it. I don't think we want to eat the zombie here. Gets blown out pretty hard by another bounce effect. So I think now we're interested in Bob. And I kind of want to be... This is a toss-up between Skoos and Tarmogoyf, it really is, but Skoos has got a lot of targets. And this is more mana efficient, so sure, we'll play out the Ooze. And we'll pass. Alright, we've got a gigantic board, but we just want to draw more and more interaction. That's really all we want to see. Phantasmal Image of a Lord of Atlantis. Yeah, that's not great for us. But we've got a lot of live draws next turn, especially with this Bob. Let's hope they don't have another Lord here. Four, 8, 11, 14. All right, Bob. 2 lands? You've got to be kidding me, guy. You gotta be kidding me. Well, you can't beat Merfolk without interacting. And literally the only interaction we had was Liliana the Veil, just drawing only creatures and lands. So, pretty tough. We have 6, 8, 10 power on the board. If we eat 2 things with the Ooze, that's still not lethal. If we eat 2 things with the Ooze and gain 5 life with Kalidas, that is still not enough to keep us alive. Pretty unbelievable, but alright, we're gonna make them sweat it out, but they just have lethal. Yep, that is pretty rough, because we just had, like, again, we just had no interaction. And even one piece of interaction, I think, would have got us there. Perhaps pretty comfortably, I might add, but, you know, Merfolk is not an easy one. I think we're way better off against Merfolk than most BGX decks are, but it is not an easy one. So we've got Collective Brutality is going to kill literally any creature they play, as long as they're not Anthem effects. It's still very good even with Anthem effects. It'll kill a lot of things. Languish kills their whole board. Lily the Last Hope's a haymaker. Pulse is great. EE is amazing. We have 5 guaranteed awesome cards to bring in. Kitchen Finks and Choke are both considerations, but Choke is a little high variance because they're an Ether Vial deck and they play utility lands as well. And Kitchen Finks, of course, sometimes can't block, so it's not that useful. But these are worth considering as well. So, Nihil Spellbound does nothing. I think we want to cut one Lily of the Veil. She can be a little clunky against, you know, especially wide boards, but she's still fine. I like 2. I like 2 in this matchup. And if we wanted to leave all of these cards in, we would just cut away 5 discard spells, and maybe that's exactly what we should do. Or maybe we should leave, like, only 2 discard spells in. I could also see cutting 1 threat of some kind, which would probably be either Tracker or a Scooz, or maybe even Dark Confidant, but I do not know. I do not know. Let's start by cutting all the Inquisitions away in 1 Thoughtseize. I think, well, I don't think we care that much about Master of Waves, so let's hedge with 1 of each. And it's either Finks or Choke. play draw. I mean, let's try the choke out on the play. Let's try choke on the play, see how that works for us. And if we do indeed find that it's something we're not that interested in, we can always swap it back out for a discard spell or maybe the Finks in game 3. Well, we've got the choke in our opener. This hand is vulnerable to Spreading Seas, but it's a keep. They mull down once, and then they're good. Okay, Lily's potentially good, but still worried about that Spreading Seas. And we really need to find some lands in general, both due to seas and due to the nature of our hand. So if they tap out here, ooh, okay. Oh, no third land, so we miss our window to choke. That is quite poor, but we're going to just kill their copied Bob here. I cannot believe we missed our third land. That is so unlucky. That is so unlucky. We could have lilied the Last Hope and ticked up. We could have choked. We could have veiled. Okay. Trophy's the play here because it doesn't ramp him. All right. There's the seas. Okay, Bob, we really need to land even more than ever now, my friend. We got it, and they are stuck on 2 as well, so I guess we just choke here. I guess we just choke here. This is going to put me back as well, but with the Confidant, I think that's fine. Because my Spreading Seas land 1 on tap. I think that's still fine, though. They're going to scoop to it, so I guess it was good enough. Alright, so choke was awesome there. Needless to say, that forced the concession. So do we leave it in now that they know about it, now that we're on the draw, or are we interested in bringing back a discard spell maybe, because discard spells are actually a little bit more relevant against Merfolk on the draw because they protect you from that turn 2 Spreading Seas. Of course, Finks is also a consideration here. And honestly, choke really is high variance against Merfolk. We saw that it was a free win there, but they play a lot of utility lands, they play the Ether Vials, and sometimes they're just ahead on board by the time you find it. It can be a dead top deck. I think I'm supposed to take it out here. What if we just make 2 changes, actually, now that we're on the draw? We're going to bring back a discard spell and a Kitchen Finks to protect ourselves a little bit more in terms of the Spreading Seas interaction and the life total. And I think we have to remove a threat. And I think Dark Confidant gets worse on the draw, but maybe he's still good enough that we're supposed to cut something slower. I'll cut a tracker here. I think that's fine. Anything that gets counters, which of course is a lot of our deck, is subject to getting blown out by their bounce effects. This is a keep. I love being able to run out a fetch land turn 1, insulated against Spreading Seas, and I think even though we draw the Treetop Village there, I think that's what we have to do. We just don't want to get seized out of this game. yield to the vial. Alright, at least the clock's not relevant in this one, guys. I can keep playing on the slow side, talking everything through, figuring everything out. They've got the Adept revealing a Master of the Pearl. You got it. Well, I think we've got no real choice but to shock and then play a Bob. That's a very painful couple things to do, but that is the only real play. We can't afford the tempo loss of doing nothing here, and Collective Brutality is very unappealing. Tarmogoyf even is very unappealing right now, so Bob it is. Alright, so if they just have like a Marrow Regere here, or Spreading Seas is good too, obviously. If they have just some lords, we might be in trouble. Did they just bluff a Vial action? Wow. Either they misclicked or they just bluffed and then chose not to attack. Either way, it's fine with me. Assassin's Trophy, sure. So I think I'm actually going to offer the trade here. Doesn't seem like they're interested in it, so we'll probably just get in for 2 points of free damage. They are. Okay. That's strange to me, but I've got another Bob where that came from, and I think that's better than Tarmogoyf here. Yeah, I'm definitely not sure what their lack of attack was about last turn now, but I mean, we know they have that Lord in hand. Either they didn't want to expose it that early, or they just kind of... maybe they just misclicked with their Vial, I don't know. Double Mutavault's rough. Relic is rough. Here comes 3 points. Yep. Collective Brutality is what's revealed, huh? Well, I'm definitely going to cast a Brutality escalating here. As nice as it would be to play Tracker into land, we don't have that luxury. So we'll play out our land first to play around Spell Pierce. Alright, we're going to kill your thing, drain you for 2. I think it's actually got to be the Languish here. It's not going to accomplish much for us. We need to go wider on our board, and they're on the Mutavault plan. And the Mutavault plan is what's really going to do us in. So, yeah, picture the Languish. Alright. And I think we just need to play the Tarmogoyf here as well. Obviously, a Relic makes that a lot worse, but it's either that or hold up Assassin's Trophy. And I think we need to be proactive this turn, so we'll get in with the Bobby. Okay, they're cantripping. Clearing out the yard. We're going to have to throw the Goyf away as a chump blocker, which is totally fine. If we have the luxury to do so, if they don't have Island Walk. That's totally fine, because Goyf is not good against them anyway. Oh, maybe I should have sided out a Tarmogoyf. I've done that before. Alright, they tap out for Spreading Seas and Master of the Pearl, and we reveal a land. All of that's good for us. All of that is good for us. So if we play Tracker into land, we can kill that thing with a Collective Brutality. The only problem with that is they look like they have a Master of Waves. So I think I'm actually supposed to just Brutality that thing now. They'll Vial in the Master in response to get more devotion, and then we'll hit it with the Assassin's Trophy or the Maelstrom Pulse. After fetching, of course, so I think we have to put off the Tracker yet again, but I guess that's kind of what we have to do here. Yeah, we can't really go shields down against this Master of Waves, so let's... I guess we don't really want to pitch anything out of our hand either, do we? But maybe we just have to. Yeah, man, this is tough. Field of Ruin is obviously really good here too. This is a really tough line, actually. Tough decisions this turn. Alright, let's just Brutality, no drain, see what happens. Kill the Master, take it from there. Okay. Time to turn our stuff sideways. Okay, no Master of the Waves quite yet. These Spreading Seas have been rough because we had to play our fetch land there to hold up trophy. Otherwise, we could have had a Field of Ruin down here, and that would have been real nice. Alright, so here we're going to trophy away this Master. They have the Master of Waves now. Venser Shaper Savant. Wow, okay. Fair enough. That's a nice one. They play another Vial, and we find a Lily the Last Hope, which is very painful. But potentially very good. Alright, so we have to hold up Field of Ruin and Fatal Push here. What can we do besides that? So if we play Lily, we tick her up on Venser, we play Field of Ruin, that's all that is live. We can field a vault and push the other vault. Of course, if they have Spreading Seas, that's bad, but the The other thing to do would be to play a Tireless Tracker into Field of Ruin, and then that accomplishes the same thing. Puts another body on the field. I guess that's better. I guess that is just better. So the question is, do we attack with Bob or not? I think we have to. I think we got to put as much damage across this turn as we can, because our own Bob Trigger might have us in danger next turn. Wonder if they'll chump the Goyf here. Probably not. Nope. Alright, our hopes rest on Field into Fatal Push here. Venser at least cannot Island Walk. And they actually cannot redeploy that Master of the Pearl Trident while firing up both Mutavaults here. So we might actually be in okay shape. I mean, obviously this is a really close game. This is going to surely go either way at this point, but we're walking the tightrope here. But they might just not quite have enough to do everything they need to do here. And I think so far, you know, the big question is whether we should have drained with that second Collective Brutality as well, but it looks like we've needed everything. The only thing we haven't used yet is Maelstrom Pulse that we could have pitched, but pitching Maelstrom Pulse doesn't seem correct either. You know, if they just have to kind of play out to the board here and pass, Maelstrom Pulse could get us there. Alright, we've been going in the tank a lot this game. We've been thinking things through pretty deeply, but their opponent's turn to go in the tank, it seems. Beginning of combat. They're just gonna pass. Alright, well. Yeah, let's crack a clue. Scoos. Alright. Blooming Marsh. Okay, well, get our clue. So, I think... Oh, this is insane. We actually don't have green mana for, to even activate the Treetop Village, much less hold up Treetop and Trophy. So, I think we just turn these three things sideways. If any two of them get through, that is going to be game. And we have Trophy for their Master of Waves, if they've got one to Violin. And, you know, they could have a lot of things here, but I think we're supposed to just turn everything sideways. It can't be correct to let them get their Vial to 2. And to have ourselves take another hit from Bob. So, I like attacking here. We've got Trophy, Push, Field, Clue, all at instant speed. They've got the Deprive, sure. You got it. Alright, so if we feel the Mutavault, that gets us our Revolt trigger. But that also gets them double blue again. And they don't have enough here to activate both Mutavaults anyway, right? So are we supposed to just crack a clue to push this thing? I think so. But then do we die on the crackback to 2 Mutavaults and Venser, but they can't let everything through? Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to give them another double blue, unfortunately. So now they have to chump block something here. 2 somethings, yep. Alright, so we're kind of at the mercy of our Bob trigger now. But I think we have done everything we can to win this game. They're going to probably hit us for 2 with the Mutavault, maybe more if they have a Lord. If they have another Master of Waves, that might get interesting, but... Alright, so they can play Lord into the Mutavault attack. Oh, do they have another? Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on, Bob. Don't do it to us. Come on, Bobby. Alright, this is it. Live or die based on the Bob trigger. Win or lose based on the Bob. Bob did it. Bob did it. Attaboy, Dark Confidant. How I love you, Dark Confidant. So, they're empty-handed, so we've won. But we're just going to play everything out correctly anyway. Let's Maelstrom Pulse something away. Oh my God, that was an intense final match in the league. Whew. Wow, my heart is racing. Yeah, I've got nothing more to say. That was sweet. That was intense. Good game, well played to the opponent. They piloted very, very well. And we literally lived at 1 life in Game 3 with a Dark Confidant trigger. Greatness at any cost, folks. And it didn't come at too high of a cost to bear today. We did it. We did it. We did it. Man, okay. So I will definitely need to go back and watch this game to double check all of my decisions. But just at first glance, looking back, I think my experience against the Merfolk matchup really shone in this matchup. I've been highly self-critical this league. You saw me forget to activate my Liliana of the Veil, and in 1 turn, and I harped on that for a while. I identified a kind of unorthodox line against Storm. I talked myself out of it. We lost a game there. I've been very critical of myself, but I think I played this one slowly, but very tightly. Again, I'll have to go back and look. Maybe I missed a line. Maybe I could have done something different. But it feels like we needed to do everything right there to come away with a win. And we did. Game 1, we were super unlucky. Super unlucky. We had just way too many creatures. We curved out all right. We had some decent threats, but they had the Trickster for our Tarmogoyf, and we just had no interaction besides the Lily of the Veil. If they have a decent Merfolk board, that's just not it. That's just not going to do it. So, game 1 was pretty tough. Game 2, we got the free win with Choke. That was kind of sweet. Despite the fact that we stumbled on hitting our land on turn 3, hitting our third land on turn 3, that was unlucky. But then again, they stumbled as well. They got stuck on 2 land. They tapped out for a Spreading Seas, and then we hit our third land on turn 4. Boom, choked. And of course, we had a handful of gas to go to back that up. We had a Bob on field. We had a handful of gas. They were just done for. This game 3, though. Wow, this game 3, that was just a nail-biter. That was a nail-biter. I'm going to go back and watch that and just, really pay close attention to what was decided upon. But, yeah, I think we did pretty well there. I think we did pretty well. So, everybody, we got the 5-0. We got the 5-0 while live commentating, and let me tell you, that makes me a worse player. It truly does. It makes me a much slower player. But it also does make me, forget some relatively simple things every now and then. I'm afraid it's just inevitable. You watch some really good players, some of the best streamers in, as far as modern content goes, they make mistakes all the time. They're very good players. They're very intelligent, experienced, well-rounded, creative players, and they make mistakes all the time, and I'm certainly no exception to that. So, we got the 5-0 anyway. We took down. What did we open this league against? It was blue-white control. Let me look back. Let's do the league in review. I've got nothing much to say about our list. Our list was just awesome. Our list was just completely incredible here. The one thing is that the main deck Nile Spellbomb hasn't really come up in the 2 leagues we've been running with it, but hey, as soon as you hedge against something, that something stops showing up apparently. But yeah, so I've got nothing but good things to say about the list we've been running. But yeah, we took down blue-white control, then burn, then storm, then martyr proc, then merfolk. Got the 5-0, and none of those matchups are the easiest. I think we are moderately unfavored against blue-white control. I think we are favored against burn, but it's still burn. It's still burn. They're still going to be really ruthless if you stumble or if you misplay. They can still nut draw you. Versus storm, there's mixed reviews on that, as I mentioned at the end of that video. I think we are slightly favored. Against Martyr Proc, I think we're pretty firmly unfavored, but we came away with that win. And then here, Merfolk, this is one where if you read Merfolk discussion threads about BGX decks, half of Merfolk players think they're really favored, half think they can't beat it. And if you read BGX discussions about Merfolk, the same is true. So there's no consensus within or between either camp in terms of how this matchup goes. I think that Golgari is way better off against Merfolk than Junder Abzin. Master of Waves is really tough for Jund to beat. Spreading Seas in general is so much more backbreaking against those 3-color decks than it is against us. You saw how effective it was against us, and they didn't even have it, they didn't even have nut draws with it. It's just a really good card against a black-green based mid-range deck. So I think that no matter how you slice and dice the Merfolk versus BGX matchup, Golgari is better off than Junder Abzin. That is for sure to me. I have a lot of experience in the matchup, and that's my conclusion. However, it's still definitely not an easy one. That island walk is still rough. They can still seize you out of the game, and you still need to find interaction, because a very mediocre Merfolk draw will beat you if you don't have much interaction. Your creatures just do not line up that well against their creatures. You need to bring the non-creature spells to bear, and that's where we get our big advantage. So anyway, I've had most of the feedback has said, don't open the chests on camera, just sell them, just cash them in, expand your collection, expand the channel. So that's what I'm going to do. If anybody wants to see me open the chests next time, let me know, but for now I'm going to close this out. and leave it there. So thanks everybody for watching this full league with me. I'm so glad we got the 5-0. My 2 leagues that I've done on camera so far, my 2 full leagues, have been 4-1 and 5-0. I mean, you can't really argue with those results. I think the deck is really strong. I think the deck is really one of the best places to be in Modern right now. So rewarding when you win with it, and very much a deck that can pull off the wins. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I hope you're getting a lot out of this content. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope it's edifying and entertaining. And if you think it is, please remember to support my channel in whatever way you see fit. We've got the Patreon page, link is in the description below. We've got liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, all of this stuff. I love it. I want to keep doing this forever. I want to keep bringing you this type of content for as long as I possibly can. And the more support I get, the better able to do that I am. So let me know what you thought about this game. You know, the lines I took, as always. The feedback is most welcome. Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant not letting us down at the end there. Oh, man. There's so much more to talk about with that Game 3, but my brain is too jumbled, so I'm just going to leave it there and go back and rewatch it. Thanks again, everybody. I will take a little bit of time off of the league play on camera now. Probably see you on Christmas Day, maybe, for some holiday festivities involving messing around in the tournament practice lobby. We might have some fun with that, but regardless, I will talk to you soon. I will see you for the next video, and I hope you have a great day. Take it easy.